So there were times where I would be so angry with you to the point where you breathing even was just like, ugh. So anytime you feel like you're starting to compare yourself or why wasn't I enough, I would then, instead of being angry or lashing out, I would take that to God in prayer. Ask God to take those things away from me. I would pray for her. I would pray for you. Anger is the surface emotion, but the underlying emotions are pain, fear, rejection, shame. Because even though we got cheated on and you should be feeling the shame and embarrassment, we feel the shame and embarrassment like, dang, why weren't we good enough? Rage is the fire, but healing begins when you learn to breathe through the smoke.
What the heck are we about to talk about?
Anger and rage, duh. I just said it. Rage is the fire. Rage.
You are way too happy right now to be talking about anger and rage. Does that mean you're healed?
Says who? So welcome to the Amee and D podcast. I'm your host, Amee Widders. This is my co-host and husband, D. Widders. And today we're talking about managing anger.
You didn't forget what we're talking about?
I'm kind of tired, okay?
How to manage anger?
I have a teething baby the past couple of days.
All right.
Yes, managing anger after betrayal without losing yourself. You better lose yourself in the music. The music?
Dang it, you got it.
Okay. Point 1. Your anger is valid, but it can't be in control. So
wait, I just noticed we're wearing the same hoodie.
Cute. Whose looks better?
Mine, because I got this
essay
about the locals.
Well, I can't do that with mine right now because I don't, well, anyways. I don't have a shirt on under here. I couldn't find one.
All right. What's point number 1?
Your anger is valid, but it can't be in control. So anger, I think, is a very natural response when dealing with betrayal. Even Jesus showed righteous anger, but he never let it take over his identity. So key scripture I have is Ephesians 4:26. In your anger, do not sin, right? So like, don't get your get back or your lick back or whatever they call that, your revenge cheating.
I like to lick back.
Okay.
So obviously, I got you distracted there for a second.
So you're going to acknowledge the anger, but don't unleash it recklessly. So take it to God first. So there were times where I would be so angry with you to the point where you breathing even was just like, ugh. And like, obviously sometimes I did just say, like, oh, I can't stand you, get away from me. But there were a lot of times that I would just like, I would go in a different room. I would scream in a pillow. I remember the little voice note thing on the old iPhones. Like I would just record and say every nasty, horrible thing I wanted to say to you, but to my phone, and then just like delete it. I would journal or like write stuff out on paper to help me process stuff so that I didn't just lash out at you. Because I think a lot of the time when we do lash out and we say things that we really don't mean because we're angry, I always would regret it later. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that. And then people say like words can't hurt you, but there's some things someone could say to you that you ain't ever gonna forget.
Facts. I can think of a few. This just the beginning is the whole point of this. Be angry and sin not. And it proves that God probably is angry sometimes, but he can't sin, right? So we can be angry sometimes and not sin. It makes me think of this story. I was cutting this. He's a pastor's hair.
He's a pastor's hair?
Yeah. I'm cutting this guy he's a pastor, his hair. And this was like right after my sister died, and I was so freaking angry, like all day, every day. And it was a different kind of anger than I had ever had before in my life. I couldn't explain it. And so I'm cutting his hair, and he's like, man, I felt like I couldn't hear God anymore, so I took some mushrooms. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, this is a pastor, right? And I'm like, let's see where this goes. And he's like, okay, I took them in the morning and nothing happened, like all day long. And then he said at the very end of the day, he says like, boom, I was in the presence of God. And God was like, what are you doing here? You know better than this. And I was like, this dude was tripping balls like on these mushrooms. And so I'm listening to him, and he's telling me like about these different things that God's showing him. And I'm like, you was just high, right? But then he said God started to explain his emotions to him, and he started to explain his anger. And he explained the anger exactly what I was feeling, what I was going through. And he said that God showed him like a door, and on the other side of the door there was like a galaxy. He's like, this is the door you tried to come to get to me. Don't ever come through this door again. And it's like, boom, he was back on earth, like not high anymore. And so I went back and forth on like, were you just high, or did you really get to encounter like an encounter from God? Like, which one was it? And I came to the conclusion that the whole point of that conversation is to see that God gets angry with us, but he still loves us and he still doesn't sin. So I think that to tie that back in with this episode, don't do mushrooms. But at the same time, if somebody has done something to hurt you, that anger is justifiable, right? You shouldn't have took mushrooms. God was angry. My sister shouldn't have died. It's okay for me to be angry. I shouldn't have cheated on you. It's okay for you to be angry. Like, all those things are justifiable. So learning to control your anger is like lighting a fire and putting a pit around it. Like, you're learning to use this fire for something good. You can cook food. You can refine gold or silver. Like, anger is a good thing if you aim it in the right direction.
That's good.
You're good. Your makeup looks really good.
Thanks.
All right, what's it called where you put the little...
Highlight on my Cupid's bow.
And your nose too, or no?
Yeah. I still do 2016 makeup. I need a highlight. I'm too white to be super matte.
You're a cute pie. All right,
anyway,
this next point.
Number 2, get to the hurt under the rage. So anger is often the surface emotion. Underneath it is pain, fear, rejection, and shame. So I wasn't just angry that he cheated. I was grieving the version of myself that I lost. The woman who thought she was enough. The pain showed up as yelling, but it was really heartbreak.
Dang. That one just hit me.
So healing starts when you name the deeper wound and you let Jesus touch that.
I want to go back to what you said, though. Like, you're mourning the person that you thought you were, or you thought you were good enough, which you were. But then I took that away from you. Like, damn. Well,
and then I had to place my identity not in who you said I was or how you made me feel, but who Jesus says that I am.
Bruh.
And so once I started to grow my relationship with Jesus, he showed me all of those things. He gave me strength. He showed me that I was enough. I'm created in his image. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Like, he knew me before he knit me in my mother's womb. Like, those things I had to constantly remind myself anytime I felt like I needed to compare. And what does the word say? Comparison is the thief of joy. So anytime you feel like you're starting to compare yourself, or why wasn't I enough, I would then, instead of being angry or lashing out, I would take that to God in prayer. Ask God to take those things away from me. I would pray for her. I would pray for you. Things like that. So you can't place your identity in what the other person says about you or how they're making you feel. You have to place your identity in who God says you are, which I know that's not for everyone, and not everybody believes in God, but maybe at some point following us, you'll be curious to explore, because I don't think that I would have been able to have the strength, the guidance, find my worth again without having Jesus during that time. I don't think I would be here, if I'm being quite honest. I don't.
I think you would have ended it all, not just our relationship, but just in general. And I think that 100%, if you wouldn't have done that, then I would have never known the love of God like I know it right now.
No, I probably wouldn't exist anymore, and you would just be a broken person filling voids still.
Man, praise God. Thank you.
If I had to guess.
Thank you. Thank God. Thank you.
But that's the beautiful thing when you do have a relationship with Jesus. And it's not about religion, because people say that all the time with us too. Oh, I just love how people use religion to be a doormat and, be submissive. And it's like, you guys are missing the whole point. And I pray at some point you realize that it is a relationship with Jesus. It is a walk with Jesus. It is a supernatural love and peace like no other.
I don't think that it's possible to keep a religion. That's why religion keeps people in a place where they feel like they'll never be good enough. I think that when you have a real relationship with God, when you're full of the Holy Spirit, when you know who Jesus is and what he's done for you, that's not a religion. You're literally able to communicate with the creator of this universe. And you're able to be filled with that same power that God used to raise Jesus from the dead. And that power can change your life for the better.
Facts.
Yeah.
Big facts.
All right. What's point number 3?
You're going to choose expression over explosion. So don't suppress anger, but learn to release it in safe, constructive ways. So journaling, praying, reading Psalms is really good, or Proverbs, setting a timer to just speak out loud when you're angry or when you're rageful. Do the little voice note on the phone. That's what I used to always do, and then just delete it. Talking to a counselor, talking to a trusted friend about it. I wouldn't talk to the betrayer, obviously, if you're angry.
You're just going to explode.
Right. Screaming in a pillow.
I hate that one.
Why?
Because when I was in high school, my mom used to have like these nervous breakdowns and screaming in the pillow. So it just reminds me of that.
Did it used to scare you?
And she's dead. What? It's true.
I know, but it's just
no,
she's
just like
dead.
just like yeah, it's the same thing, and it was like my fault. So it just reminds me of that, like this whole cheating.
Wait, why
thing.
she was angry was your
Yeah,
fault?
I mean, I would frustrate her or whatever,
Oh.
do something stupid that a kid would do, and she can't just whoop me, She loved me. She didn't want to like take it out on me.
Right.
But yeah, that's why.
So something you could practice saying is, I feel so angry right now because I'm hurting and I need time to calm down before I say something that causes more damage. That's like if you're in the moment with somebody, well, the cheater, and you're about to explode.
Yeah, I think, and then as the other person, you need to be like, okay, dang, like this is a good opportunity for me to just shut up and let them have a moment, so they don't explode on me.
Well, and I feel like any time that I did go off on you or low-key like hit you or like be super aggressive, we never got anywhere with that. Like we never had a constructive conversation, or like it just never did us any good.
And it's such bull crap because
Or you'd get angry
Yeah.
for me being angry.
yeah, it's like I'm so insecure as a man that I can't have this girl, this woman, get upset and express that to me without me being like, no, you're not gonna talk to me like that. It's like, no, bro, you're the one who did, or brat, or bruh, or sis, you're the one who did this. So this is the reaction, right? Every action has an equal reaction, right?
Right.
So realistically, what I did is a billion times worse than you yelling at me or being aggressive towards me. So suck it up. You don't have to like let them beat you or something like that. But I'm saying if somebody's
Have empathy, have compassion for them.
Exactly. Just think about it like this. Them being upset and aggressive and explosive is just showing you how much you hurt them. So think about that.
Yes.
I hurt you that much. Okay, I got you. I got it.
Anger is the surface emotion, but the underlying emotions are pain, fear, rejection, shame. Because
like
even though we got cheated on and you should be feeling the shame and embarrassment, we feel the shame and embarrassment like, dang, why weren't we good enough? Like, our dude or our girl couldn't be loyal to us. Like, we carry that shame and embarrassment too.
It's such bull crap, bro. I hate cheating. Like now we're so far away from it. I could just see, my eyes are so open to the whole thing. And I just pray like all these people who are fresh out of it, a week out, 3 months out.
What do you mean when you say that? Like
I could see the whole thing. I could see the whole thing. I could see everything I did. I could see why I was like that. I could see how badly it hurt you, how it almost cost me my whole family, how it could have kept you stuck in that pain forever. Like the whole thing. I could see it. And I just pray, that people will open their eyes to what they're doing and stop. Because when you stop and you're completely open and honest and tell the truth, like you can be healed, you can be restored, and you can heal the person that you hurt. Well, you won't. God will be the one to do the healing, but you can be a part of that.
You can help in that healing.
Yeah.
By the way that you respond to them.
Yeah, they will heal faster if you do your part and do what you're supposed to do.
I think the power is in how you choose to respond.
Yeah, facts.
Like, you're not crazy for feeling angry. You're human. Obviously, you're going to feel angry, but I think both of you, when doing the inner work and the healing, it will be how each of you respond to one another. That's either going to elevate or what's the opposite?
Bring you down to hell.
The pits. Was a little much.
Yeah, is that the last point?
Yes.
All right.
And I will also say something that I think was super helpful whenever I got angry. And I think even now, like when we have little arguments and we get angry, you either just say like, I need a break, or you come together and you pray together. I think when you pray together,
You stay together.
you stay together, but also like I could be so angry while I'm praying. And then the more and more I'm like in the prayer, I start to just like, I don't know, lighten up and not be angry. Like I can't be raging at God right now. Like,
My dad told me that. He said, I think that when we worship, I don't think the devil likes that. Like he don't want to be around that. So it's the same thing. I think that when we're praying together, I don't think the devil likes that. He ain't gonna be around to try to. What's crazy? Have you ever we're praying and then like these thoughts will still come into your head? It's like, dang, obviously that's not from God.
well, I
Like
feel like prayer is like that's protection, right?
facts.
It's like protecting you from the devil. Like you praying, he really can't get in.
Yep. He can try to throw
Yeah,
thoughts in your head,
For
but
sure, but
But you can realize like, okay, dang, I'm literally praying to God to help me with this and I'm getting these thoughts. That's not me. That's
Yeah.
not God. And then you can just take those thoughts captive.
absolutely. So invite God into the storm and watch him turn your fire into focus.
Let's go.
Don't rage. Engage. Anyway, I did create a little 7 ways to release anger sheet.
What do you go to shooting range or something?
What?
What's the thing? One of the things.
Get it out of your body. So
How?
move your body, walk, run, stretch, worship the Lord. That's
good.
one of them. But it's 7, I guess, like little exercises to help you with anger.
Dang.
Stuff I wish I would have had, man. I wish I would have had some resources. It would have, I feel like, maybe sped up my healing a little bit more. Maybe not, because it was a lot of on and off cheating for years. But anyway. Anyway, thank you for joining us for another episode of Mugs and Mercy. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We upload videos every Monday and Thursday on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.
Yeah.
And we will catch you in the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.